Y'all already know what it is, man. It's a kid billionaire B. I'm super excited. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's a kid billionaire B. I'm super excited to bring back another tour. We are here with the amazing. Let the people know who you are, where you at, what you doing, where you from, all that good stuff.
Hi, everybody. My name is Janelle. I am a venue owner in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Originally from New Jersey, just moved to Scranton, and I am opening the Llenaj space.
How do you spell Llenaj? That sounds fancy and bougie.
Llenaj.
Got you. We're definitely gonna make sure we have that Instagram so we could tag it in the description. First and foremost, who are we? We got some other lovely ladies in the room. Lovely lady. We got Miss Tanisha Anderson Jackson. We got Mrs. Diamond Mick. Let the people know who aren't familiar. Let the people know who y'all are joining me today.
I'm Tanisha, client success manager with Event Space Elite.
I'm Diamond, the executive assistant at Event Space Elites.
Let's get it. You already know what it is. Janelle, I want to see the venue. I want to see what we're looking at. I know we're still in the build-out process, which is literally, everybody always loves to see the build-out process because it shows the growth so that later on in the future, we can see the finished product. So where do you want to start? Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So the space has two areas. There's a front area and a back area. So we're in the front right now. Should I turn the camera, or do you just want me to kind of like walk around and you see it in the background? Okay, so here is the front of the space right now, and it's in the downtown area. We're on the second floor. That's kind of like a big window that we have outlook in the downtown area.
Love the windows.
And
Janelle, is that an entrance, that elevator there, or is that a stairwell?
yeah,
I'm going to say the same thing.
this is an elevator here, and then there's a stairwell right over there.
So this is, how many levels is this?
The building has 4 floors. There is a dress boutique on the first, and then I'm on the second, and the 2 upstairs are vacant.
Okay, so this space that you just showed us, that's your space.
Yes.
How much square feet is that, like 1,200?
2,000.
2,000? Wow, it looks a lot.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, take that around. I gotta see this.
Because this is the front of the space, so 2,000 is the entire thing. So when we walk back, then you'll see the second half of the space, which makes up the second half of that 2,000 square feet.
Oh yes, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the camera down, and then we're gonna walk towards the back.
Floors are you thinking about doing?
Floors. So I'm on the second floor. I don't have the entire building.
No, I meant floors like the finish, like porcelain.
Oh, the
ceramic.
finished look.
Oh well. Okay, so hold on.
Okay, now I see the space.
Right. So flooring in the in the back, we have kind of like well, both of them are going to be vinyl plank. The back is going to have like a marble type look, and the front is going to have like a wooden type look. So the front is more giving warm, welcoming, and then the back is more so like blank canvas, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so you're trying to kind of like give, I'm guessing that you're trying to give more of like a wow look in the front, and then towards the back, it's like, okay, cool, this is the ballroom area where you could just kind of chill, parlay, all that good stuff. Okay.
Correct.
I see the vision.
Okay, so I'll show you what the back looks like. So we just walked through this door right here. And then this is the back of the space so far. They took the lights out because we're changing the tea lights, so that's why we don't have lights on right now.
Janelle,
This is a
are you
solid
going to
space.
keep the hallway to the right?
Keep the hallway to the right.
That.
This
Remember
right here?
something to the back, not next to that door. Is that, no.
Sorry.
That opening right there.
This is the closet.
Okay.
Let's see the closet. What going in the closet? Okay, cool. So this is good for like, you're gonna use it for what? Stationery, mops, brooms, those kind of things.
Yeah. Yep. That's the idea.
Okay. Are there any other like kind of auxiliary spaces aside from the main room?
No.
You
Okay.
passed the restroom too, Janelle.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh
That's
yeah,
correct.
let's see the restroom.
Okay,
What
let me
type of
show you
tour
the
is
floor.
this? Oh, tomato.
Let me show you the floors first. I was trying to get back here so you can see. This is the floor that we have for the back area, and then the
Wait, so that's plank?
yeah,
That's vinyl plank. They make vinyl plank in Porsche Carrera.
it's
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so now we can go to the bathroom.
Janelle got money.
Nope. Maybe some networking and connections, but
Okay. We love networking and connection.
so it is dark back here because, like I said, they took the lights out to do some work. So here is the bathroom. So this used to be a gym. So this right here, this wall that they have up used to be showers. So they covered the showers and then going, I don't know if you want to go into the bathroom, but you can. That's a toilet right there. And then we have a urinal, sinks. And because it was gym, that is a sauna.
Is there another bathroom in addition to this? Because this would obviously be a men's.
Yeah, there is another one right here. And this is just a single stall or single toilet bathroom. Big lights in here work. Yeah. Those are the bathrooms that this space has.
Question: what is your plan with the bathrooms?
In terms of like,
No right or wrong answer. Kind of a right or wrong answer, but I want to know your answer.
in terms of like decorating, or in terms of like, what do you mean?
Anything, all of the above.
So
What are your plans?
So I want to make them look nice because me personally like to go places with nice bathrooms for pictures. So that is kind of like my plan, to not necessarily renovate but redo to make them look nice, if that makes sense. And I want to do like a black and gold vibe inside of the bathrooms. So
Material and numbers to me. I just want to see where your head's at.
right now I don't have material and numbers for the bathrooms because I'm more so worried about materials and numbers for the full space.
Okay. I like
So,
that answer.
Yeah.
I think me personally, I think the bathrooms are fine. Maybe a little decoration from Home Goods, but I think renovation wise, I think the bathrooms are fine.
Yeah, I don't want to do like major renovations. Like I don't see myself taking up the floors or anything like that, but I do see myself putting in like small details.
Okay, can you elaborate? I just want to know. I just want to know like what you're thinking so I can say no.
Oh, then no. You want me to tell you so you can say no?
Yeah, because I don't want you to spend any ridiculous amount of money on the bathroom. I think they look fine just like that.
Oh, you want me to just leave them as is?
Renovation wise, yes. There's like literally nothing. I left my bathrooms normal for like 2 years. If you want to decorate like Home Goods and stuff like that, sure, but renovation, no.
Yeah, no. I don't plan on doing renovations. So the small details that I mean are like gold accessories for like towel holders or toilet holder or a plant or something like that. That's kind of where my head is.
Decoration.
Yeah.
So like decoration. Got it. I don't want you to be one of those people who drop $10,000 on a bathroom for no apparent reason. I've seen it happen all the time. So
No, trust me, that's not happening here.
just making sure. Just gotta check all the boxes.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Are we gonna sit in the bathroom all day? What are we doing? Let's go around the tour.
That is the door. So we saw the front and the back of the space.
Okay.
The front, the back, and
And the bathroom in the middle. So
yeah.
So what are the plans for the build out? So you show the floor, walls, seating arrangement, rentals. What else do you have in mind? Like, what's the big picture? What can we expect to see once it's fully done?
So the back is more so my blank canvas, like I was kind of saying before. So the walls are going to be white. The floor is that like white type marble looking plank. And then we have this kind of like wall here. It's hiding some ducting, so the idea is to make this an accent wall. I haven't really decided if I wanted to make this a grass wall yet or if I want to make it a flower wall. I'm thinking more so grass because it's more versatile for picturing and things like that. And then over here is a little nook because it used to be, so over here is a little nook area because this used to be a dress shop. So this used to be a fitting room, in which I kind of just want to do like the food station area type things over here for the guests. So white walls, white marble type floors. The lighting, I have like the T lights that go inside the ceiling, kind of to match that vibe of the floor being marble. And then tables and chairs obviously will be back here. I don't want to do too much decoration because like I said, I want it to be more of a blank space for the guests to do more so what they want. But that's the idea for the back. And then in the front, we can go.
How wide is the little space that you were thinking about for the food stations? How wide is that?
The look at this.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because typically food stations, especially if you're trying to get them like custom built, they're usually about 4 to 6 feet. And I mean, obviously I can't tell by the video, which is why I asked, but it's something to consider. Because for food stations, are you going to do like simple rectangle tables or are you going to get them custom built?
I want to do simple rectangle tables for the start, and then I can have them custom built later on down the line.
Great plan. I love that. Yeah. So the rectangle tables are going to be 6 feet each, about 27.5 inches wide. I don't know if that would be enough space. So it's just something to consider when you're going in, because I would hate for you to go purchase them. They're either sticking out or they're like kind of like oblong or whatever the case may be. So I would definitely measure that before, because a rectangle table is going to be about 6 feet.
Yeah. That's a good point. I'll do that.
Yeah, but they do have smaller ones though. They have like the 4-foot ones as well.
But they're not stable, really.
Yeah, they're a little flimsy. Yeah, you got to work with what you got, right?
Very true. Very true.
The at the end, the second half at the end towards the wall, did it turn, or is that a space that you can put the food tables where you had the vinyl plank floors at the bottom? What were you going to do in that back space?
Go check that out for a sec.
I also have another idea for that accent wall that you're going to do, but I'm going to talk about it after we talk about that.
Okay, so you're talking about this space over here.
Yes.
So that is a great question that I do not have an answer as to what exactly could be over there, because it kind of is like that oddball like corner space that could be food stations. I'm also a little bit hesitant to put too much planning into this area, only because the ceiling tiles are custom, or I don't know that they're custom, but he said that he doesn't have any more in stock. So if they were to have to take some, they would have to take some from this back corner and then cover it, because then it would look weird with just having random tiles taken out of the ceiling. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to dive too deep, but I want to have an idea of what to do. So something I'm gonna have to think about.
Yeah, the tables, you can always move it around, but if you have it like, back there, recommend it, and then have like maybe the tables where they're sitting in that main area. Just a thought.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Did I miss something with the ceiling tiles? How did we get to this? I'm confused. Are you missing like a lot of ceiling tiles?
So some of them are missing. So like they have like this like design on them. The building property manager, whatever his title is, said that he doesn't have any on hand or like backup. So some of the ceiling tiles are missing. Like I don't know if you.
Yeah, I can see.
Missing over here, missing over there. So he is saying that for things that are missing or things that need to be replaced, he's going to take it from that back corner over there.
Why would he do that?
Because he can't get it anywhere else. He can't get this specific tile anywhere else.
He can't get it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
That's correct.
Yeah, I mean, taking it, I don't know if I'm like alone in this one, but taking it from another part of the space just does not seem like a good solution to me. Yeah, let's just have this whole corner that just has no ceiling. Home Depot and Lowe's both sell ceiling tiles. So you could, like, they may not be the exact same design, but they'll be ceiling tiles and they'll solve the same problem. So,
okay.
I mean, and if he's footing the bill, I would literally go to Home Depot, find the ceiling tiles that are the same size, or even like, I think Google has something like this now with Gemini AI, where you can take a picture of something and it'll pull up all the shopping. So it'll pull up all the retail stores that sell that exact tile.
Oh, okay.
And then boom, you know what I'm saying?
That's cool. Okay.
Leave a gaping hole in your ceiling is
He may not have meant that though. He probably just gonna put like a filler.
Yeah. I believe he would put a filler there, yeah. But in his mind, he's saying that like it's gonna look weird if we have filler tiles in like this main area over here. So let's put it over in that corner.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like swapping it out, kind of.
Got you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're able to get those tiles though. If we like, if you guys want. Yeah, I know you were thinking about either like a flower wall or a grass wall. There's actually another design that you might consider. So me personally, I've done like vinyl plank. So for our Fulton studio in the Matterport, it's in the roadmap. If you look at the Matterport for Fulton, you'll see that I did a plank design. It's like brown and white and it goes all the way up and down. That's a more affordable way to do it too. Grass, artificial faux grass shouldn't be expensive, and neither should the flower as well. There's another design that this is a lot more expensive, but it looks so good when I saw it. I was like, wow. If you go on our YouTube and you go to how this Houston dentist mom got an event space, like if you go to her video, like the way she did like a porcelain tile up, and it looks so good. Like it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it's expensive, but you have options. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't just have to do like the typical grass or faux or whatever the case may be. Like you can even like those same floor tiles that you have, you can do like a slightly different design and you could put those up too. Just so you have like things to play with.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
I can't think of the name of it, but it's kind of like the tiles, but they like come out. They're like 3D. You can put those on the wall too, because they use them for backdrops too. I can't think of the name of it, but once I find it, I'll send it to you, Janell.
Damn, now I want to know which one you're talking about.
It's like it's squares, but you can't tell it's squares. I mean, they sell it in tiles at like Lowe's and Home Depot, but they're white and they stick out like cones a little bit. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Omar had it in his venue in Tampa. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. A lot of people use them in podcast studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Like in there as like backdrops.
Yeah. A lot of people use them for like soundproofing and stuff. I know exactly what you're talking about. Cool.
Just a different texture, but
yeah. The point is that like you have a lot of different options, because I know a lot of people typically they kind of jump for like the grass wall or like the flower wall, and I think it's cool, like you can't go wrong with those, but there's also like 1,000 other finishes that you can use to really differentiate your space, right? Because when you're building out a location, yes, we want to do a minimum viable product, but we also want to kind of look at certain ways that we can affordably kind of set our space aside. Like when I put in Fulton, I put like that vinyl wall, which literally only cost me like $200, like including labor and everything. And then I added a swing. So I added a swing and an LED sign. I don't know what it is. Women love swings, but you know what I'm saying? Like it went crazy. So you could do something like that. You add maybe like a little photo booth, like just to kind of spice up that area, you know what I'm saying? Photo booth, that's a big thing. I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to get a photo booth for a while, but photo booths, people love photo booths.
Especially the ones that you don't have to service, you can just leave with them. It's like the mirror ones, the real tall ones, and they just the pictures.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What timeline are you looking at for completion on build out? Like have you ever seen quotes? Like what is that looking like?
Yeah, so they're actively working on this stuff in here now. The contractor that I've been talking with, he says that either mid to end February is when he should be done with everything in here. So that's kind of timeline for build out. And then for opening, I'm a little nervous, but I'm aiming for either mid to end of March or early April, for more so personal reasons other than professional reasons.
Understood. That's fair. Understood. Yeah. Okay, cool. I guess just so you're aware, like on the professional side, honestly, once you put the floors down and the walls are painted and like people can physically walk through your venue, you're good to start doing open houses. Like in case you're like everything else aside, just looking at it from like a business, you can definitely go ahead. Like that's kind of like your green light to like, hey, I can start getting some money in here, because obviously like these things aren't free, these things aren't cheap, and you have rent to pay. You only have a limited amount of rent concession, whatever the case may be. So it's really, really important that we start generating some revenue right away. I remember when I opened up Fulton, like I was lucky that I had rent concession, but then it's just like, oh shoot, them 3 months flew by real quick. I gotta pay rent on the first, like, you know what I'm saying? So once people can see the vision, which is typically indicated by floors and walls ready, you can start open houses. Like you can start showing, like even if you want to push out, like people always look at like, oh, I gotta have a grand opening. I ain't never had no fucking grand opening, like respectfully. You know what I'm saying? You can do that, sure. Yeah, like you can do that, sure. But some people take it too far where it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm not gonna open up my venue until everything's done. I have a grand opening. Like I'm inviting out the president and I'm big, like, fuck all that. Like we don't gotta do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like floors ready, walls ready. The place looks like a venue. Like if somebody can visualize, oh yeah, I can have an event here. Like, oh yeah, I can have a little baby shower. Oh, word? Sign this contract. Let's get this deposit. Like, let's run it. You feel me? Like, that's the key. And some people, I don't know why, usually not in ESC, but even some in ESC, we gotta reel them back in. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, you can, like, I think Raymond and Kia. Like, I went to see their venue in Covina, California, right? Literally, like you can watch this video. Like I said it on the video. I'm like, they're just like everything was done. Everything was done. Like they had like the Chia Bar chairs stacked up. They had the floors. They had the walls. Like you can literally have a party like that same day. And they're just like, Brian, do you think we're ready to start showing the place? I don't know. What else are you waiting for exactly? Fill me in. Like it made no sense. Like me personally, like I've shown every single venue started taking deposits the minute the floors are down, the minute the walls are painted. Shoot, fuck the floors. Like the minute the walls are painted. Oh yeah. Like the same way you got those planks in the corner, because think about it like this. Look at the $1 million condominiums, right? They get one unit up and running as a stage unit, and the rest of the building is like, oh yeah, we'll take deposits. Like you can lease in 2027. They're not waiting until the entire building is finished to start getting that revenue in. They're marketing it prematurely. Period, point blank, period. You feel me?
Yeah.
100%. Like you can absolutely start generating revenue before grand opening, before the place is finished. Shoot, before you even pay your GC the last deposit. Like you can start making money. Use the client's money to go ahead and start paying these people.
Yeah, that is a good point, and I talked about that with Tanisha a little bit before in one of her calls that she had. So I did start like posting. I kind of started doing like a my journey type of thing on the website. So I've been doing like a weekly goals thing where I go through goals that I have for the week with the space. I go through updates in the space. I have the floor plan on there for the space. I've been networking with other people in the event venue or event industry so that we can kind of get the word out about what's coming so far. So I have been working a little bit on, I guess, like the pre-marketing side of things. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that.
Yeah, when them floors are done, we're running ads.
I like it. Yep.
Yeah, when the floors are done, like exactly what I just said, when the floors are done and the walls is painted and it looks like a venue, we're running ads.
I like it.
Like we want to get leads and we want to get money. Like that's it. Like literally, like if I can, like one of the biggest things that I wish I did so much earlier was learn how to run ads in this business. Like I swear, like because here's the thing, right? Like 90% of venues are not running ads. They either don't have the budget or they just don't know. And it's just like, you're missing out on so much money because you like everybody relies on word of mouth. Word of mouth is not marketing. Word of mouth is not marketing. You're praying that John is going to take the time out of his day to go ahead and tell his family and friends how great you are. John has his own life to live. He's not doing all that, right? We want a systematic and predictable way of generating leads. That's actually marketing. I spend $1,000 on Facebook ads here. I generate $5,000 in revenue over here. That's marketing. Right. And the thing about it is just like so many people, they're just like, oh, well, like there's nobody coming. You're not doing any fucking marketing. What do you expect? So floors ready, like you said, by mid-February or something like that. Like once the floor, like I would even push GC to be like, hey, look, listen, like how soon can we get this shit done? Because that's really the bottleneck right there. Once you have the who's doing the painting? Are you paying a GC or are you doing that yourself?
I'm paying a GC to do it.
Why?
Because in my lease it is set for, I'm not even paying him. In my lease is set for the landlord to pay for the painting to be done. I'm really just paying for the flooring and any other like aesthetic changes that I want done in here.
Okay. Oh, painting is on the house. Interesting.
Here's a great deal.
No, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, because I would have.
It's a great deal all around.
I would have said like, yo, paint your motherfucking self. But okay, I like that. Okay, cool. Yeah. How soon are they painting? How soon are they laying the floors? I know you said that it's gonna be ready by mid-February, but like, what are they like? What's the steps of service for them?
So they already started painting.
And you can walk and talk so the videographer kind of gets a little bit more panoramic. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. So in the front, they already started painting. It kind of has that tannish color on the walls with the white molding on the bottom half. So they already started doing this in here. The only thing that needs to be done in here really is some finishing touches with the paint in the front and the flooring, which he said he is working on this week. And then next week, he said that he's going to be working on the flooring in there, and then he's gonna paint first, then he's gonna work on the flooring in there next week.
I have a question. Is that wall tan?
Yeah, it's like a I don't know what you would call this color here.
Khaki.
Who chose that?
I did. What?
Why? I'm genuinely curious.
Oh, because I imagined the front of the space to be more warm. So I chose like this type of beige color to go with the white molding.
Hear me out. I want to have a pink, gold, and white baby shower. That conflicts with my theme. What do you say to that?
We can do it in the back.
But then I get less space when I rent the venue.
You get more space in the back than the front. The front is smaller than the back.
Wait, you're renting these two spaces separately?
Yeah.
How
They
big
have
is
an
this
option.
space?
They have an option if they want the front or the back, because the front you can have like dinner parties, you can do something small and intimate in the front, and then the back you can have something a little bit bigger. And if you want to have both for like an exhibit, art show, or anything like that, then you can do that as well.
Okay. What's the square footage of that front room?
700 square feet?
And the back is about the 1,300?
Yeah.
Hear me out. Wild idea. Let's just rent the whole thing together.
Yes, that is an option, but if someone wants half of the space, then do I just tell them no?
I have nothing against, like, Tanisha's space is like 700 square foot. Goes crazy, right? But like, why?
But yes.
I'm so, let me put some respect on this. My bad. Hear me out, right? Hear me out, right?
Yep.
If I come to your space 9 times out of 10, right, and I see you have this much space and this much space, and I have the option to get this much space, I'm taking this much space every single time. 2,000 square feet is like, it's not like, oh my God, like this is so big. Like you really start stepping into big territory when you're like 4,500 plus. 2,000 square feet is really like comfortable for a room of 75 to 100 people. So like, yeah, you might get like a dinner, and hey, it doesn't hurt to have the option there, but I'm letting you know right now, it's going to be it's going to make it more complicated to scale, right? Because it's like, you give people more options, it's harder to choose one. It's just psychology, right? That's why you don't have big, small, medium, small, tall, grande, like it's big, small, medium. It's big, medium, tall. Like that's it. You know what I'm saying? Or like with ESC. We have one offer for ESC. That's it. It's not ESC Junior, ESC Super Deluxe, ESC, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in my humble opinion, right? Like, yes, you can always subdivide and stuff like that. You really only subdivide maybe like after 2,000 square feet. Anything below that, it just really just makes more sense to just give them the whole space, have your packages delineated for the different spaces. Because think about it like this, right? Think about this in the future, 3 to 6 months from now. Hear me out, right? Now you have the small room, let's just call it the junior room, and we have the senior room, right? Now you have to have different packages for the junior room. You have to have different packages for the senior room. You're gonna have different packages for if they do both. And then it's just like, okay, cool. Now if somebody's renting the junior and the senior, have to have separate staff. And for a first-time venue owner, it's becoming very, very complicated. The fulfillment is gonna drop. It's gonna get annoying. It's gonna be easier to double book. Like, my humble opinion, rent the whole thing together. Like, only together. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody doesn't need all that space, like, rent it to somebody else. Because 2,000 square feet, like, that's like average size for micro venue. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you're gonna make things a little bit more complicated for yourself, and like, I wouldn't want you to be because it's hard enough to understand and memorize packaging, right? It's like, if I come into the venue and they have like, you know, the junior, premium, and deluxe, it's like, okay, cool. It can become very easy to know, which is why in the roadmap we built the packages for you, where it's like, hey, look, listen, this is inventory plus site decor, and this is full decor. That's easy to remember. Done with you, do it yourself, and done for you. You start branching out from there, and now you have different rooms with different settings and this and the third. It becomes very hard. It becomes hard to remember, which in turn becomes harder to sell, and in turn becomes harder to close. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah, I would just wrap the whole thing into one. I have one venue. These are the packages. Rock and roll.
Okay.
Sounds fair.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Tanisha, what do you think about that idea?
No, I agree. I had 2 questions. So, were you planning to like close the door? Because sometimes the noise, because I know some people that kind of did, 2 events in the same venue, and then one of the parties was knocking on the door asking them to turn the radio or the music down so they can pray. So it can just cause some issues when it's 2 events and it's not soundproof. One, and then 2, did you already buy 2 different flooring?
No, the front flooring. Yeah, I started with the back flooring because it was larger, I guess, more square footage to cover. The flooring for the front is in here.
So for you to keep it all together, are you considering just doing the same floors
throughout?
White and throughout? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would make a lot more sense to just do it, because, like, for example, like Fulton, right? Fulton was the first venue I ever built out, and it had 2 rooms as well, right? And the only thing that separated them was an arch. The front was basically like a lobby, which I had the bar and the food station, stuff like that, and the back was the ballroom. Very similar situation, because the front was like 700 square feet and the back was like 1,800 square feet. So it's a very similar situation, right? It wouldn't have made sense for me to drop them because, and here's another question, right? Do you have separate, I was literally restrooms. Do you have separate restrooms for each space?
No, the restroom is in the center.
Yeah, so that, like, you're going to have 2 groups of people using this 2 bathrooms, which is going to be ridiculous. And here's another thing. Do you have separate entrances and exits for each space?
Yeah, there's an entrance and exit in the back of the space, but that's just stairs. There is no elevator in the back.
What about the front?
The front has both stairs and an elevator.
Yeah, see that? Because here's the thing, right? For each space, you need a front and a back exit. Can somebody come in the front space and leave out the other side without going to the other space?
Come through?
Like, to get to the back entrance, to get to the back exit. Like, say, for example, there's a fire in the front, right? God forbid. And I can't get through the front. Do I have to go through the second space to go through the other exit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so legally you can't even operate 2 separate spaces.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I had Blake and Dumont, which were my last locations before we exited the company, those each had their own separate entrances and exits. Each had like a front door, a back door, a fire escape. Like those can operate independently.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big difference. So legally, you wouldn't even be able to rent out those 2 spaces separately, because they're basically they're not 2 separate commercial spaces. They're just 2 separate rooms.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
but just operational wise, it wouldn't even make sense to do it, even if you could do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So back to this paint color. Walk me through the decision again.
I don't really know.
Got it.
Like, it's not really like a difficult thing. It was more so like, I like neutral colors. This was a neutral color. The neutral color that I originally wanted, they didn't have. So we went with this as kind of like next best. And like I said, I kind of wanted to have a warm feel in the front and then have like that blank canvas in the back. So that's why I chose this more neutral color.
Understood. Don't want to pop the balloon here, but I would highly recommend. I know I'm not on the board of directors. I know I don't have majority share in your company or anything like that. I would just highly recommend making it white. Only because, say for example, me and my wife are having a baby and we're doing a pink, gold, and white. Shoot, let's go safari. We're doing a safari theme. The beige, not really rocking with my theme. And you don't want to add extra resistance in the sale. You don't want to give people more ammunition to walk away from the deal. Because now it's just like, all right, I'm trying to convince wifey, like, yo, Janelle, she's super sweet. Her space is super dope. Let's book it. And then she gonna hit me with a 1-2 jab cross talking about, yeah, but she has the beige in the front and it just doesn't really go with our little Sammy's baby shower safari theme. I can't say anything to that. So if you want to really keep it neutral, all white. You can't get more neutral than all white.
Okay, that's valid.
Like salad, you feel me?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that wrench into the toolbox. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
Okay, of course, this is what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta pop the balloon. You know, find love, pop the balloon, all that good stuff. Cool, awesome. Can we walk through packages? What are your thoughts? And we can move around just so our arm doesn't go to sleep.
My arm is going to sleep. So we'll go. I'll kind of show the front again. So package wise, I kind of was sticking to was originally inside of the roadmap. So having the do it for you, done for you type of vibe. I honestly did not stray too far away from how that already was. So like the space, the tables, the chairs, decor, and then a little bit extra because like I said, I've been networking a little bit. So I had some people who already asked me if they could be like recommended vendors for the space in this area, but I've never really dealt with that before, so don't really know what could.
So let's speak about recommended vendors first. Right, let's have a strong, like, can we have a healthy banter about recommended vendors real quick?
Banter, sure.
Of course, I love a healthy banter, right? Reasons why you probably should not do that.
Honestly, yeah, give me the reasons why not, right? Because I don't know.
Happily, I'd love to. Step number 1, if they fuck up, it's on you.
Okay.
Step number 2, see step number 1. Let's be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing, right? Running a business is already difficult. I don't need other people messing it up for me.
Mm-hmm.
For what? Now, here's the thing, right? Like, yeah, like, there's ways to refer without being responsible. Like, the way I ever refer, if I refer, and me personally, I'm just not really the type of guy who likes to play his neck out for people. Like, you know, I always like to frame things as like, hey, like, let's take a gardener, right? Like, hey, I've worked with John on did this work for me. Here's John's number. Talk to him, see if it makes sense for the both of you. That's the way I always like to frame. The minute you step into, hey, this person is great. Hey, this person is wonderful. Hey, this person's going to do a great job, and they don't. Because here's the thing, right? Like, things happen, right? Somebody could have been absolutely fantastic for you. It doesn't mean they're going to be fantastic someplace else. But here's the thing. You referred them.
Yeah.
So now it's like, it's on you. Frankly, in the 5 years that I operated BK event spaces, like, I don't decorators, DJs, caterers, especially not caterers, because there's so much litigation when it comes to food and drink. We really don't recommend. It's like, hey, these are people that we've worked with before. Check them out if it works for you, because that's a whole different conversation versus I recommend ... You know what I mean?
Yep, that's
and
right.
And again, it's just like, or like you're not even getting paid for that. Like, it's one thing if you're like, you know, you have an affiliate or whatever, but even when it comes to affiliates and stuff like that, sometimes it just the bad publicity or the bad like brand reputation is not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's why a lot of times, like, you guys won't hear us talk about like, hey guys, this is a credit repair person that we recommend. Everybody go check them out or whatever. It's like, hey, this is who we've worked with. Like, sometimes we'll recommend like my guy Kushan. If some people have like really bad stuff that they just want to get expedited, hey, this is my guy Kushan. Like, he's done this for us. Check him out. See if it works for you.
Mm-hmm.
But just the minute we put that stamp of approval, like ESC said, and we recommend, and this, that, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Different ballgame. So I would stay clear away from like vendors, which is also why we always recommend having a lot of these things in-house, like the rentals and stuff like that. That stuff that's in your control. Like, you own the tablecloths, you own the rentals, you own the couches, you own the tables, you own the pedestals. You know what I'm saying? When you start renting that stuff from other people, like, I've had so many times before I got like really heavy into rentals where like, all right, cool, like, we rent a table from somebody, they show up 2 hours late, now they're mad at us. Well, damn right they're gonna be mad at us. We recommended them. You know what I mean? So it's just more like the best business model when it comes down to the event space stuff is you own the venue and you own the rentals. If you're a decorator, then you can dabble into decorating, but you're super safe with venue rentals. You can easily crack 10K a month just venue rentals. Sounds fair? Cool. Speaking of rentals, what rentals are you looking at bringing on, getting? We have a vendor who's in Jersey who's like right by you. So like you can get all your stuff from them.
You mean in terms of like tables, chairs, things like that?
So like pedestals, backdrops, things of that nature. Tables and chairs or whatever. Yeah.
I genuinely don't know. Honestly, I created a budget, and in my mind, based off of research of what I've seen is popular around here and what fits into the budget, that's kind of where I was gonna head.
When you say where you're gonna head, where were you gonna head?
In terms of like what I would order or what I would buy, I don't have like I want to have marquee letters, or I want to have this, I want to have this type of backdrop just yet, only because I'm still in the process of kind of scoping out what's popular around here. So there's another event space that's like maybe like 2 minutes down the road, and I don't know, I read a lot of reviews about them, and people kind of talk about like the decorations and stuff that's in there. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know people don't like this type of decoration, so I'm not going to get that type of decoration, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of curating a list based off of what I'm finding people are more in tune with in this area. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. So one thing that I would highly recommend is that we do. Did you check out the event space rental starter pack in the roadmap?
Yeah. So I saw the drapes, the drop lights, the centerpieces.
No. So not the build out list. The starter pack. So there's a starter pack. There's a document in that same stage. I believe it's stage 5. It's called Event Space Rental Starter Pack, which basically goes through like, hey, if you have a limited budget and you're really considering what are the biggest things to like prioritize and deploy your cash, these are the things. And it's like one backdrop, one pedestal set, one couch. It's like kind of like one of everything to create a package.
Okay, yeah, I didn't go through that yet.
Got you. I would 100% start there because it's literally going to answer your question in terms of like what I should get. Because everybody asks the same thing. It's like, all right, well, like I'm not about to blow $30,000 into getting rentals. Like I have a couple grand or whatever the case may be. Like what should I get? And I delineated it out to like, hey, these are the things that you should focus on.
Okay.
I think that'll help.
Okay, sounds good. I'll go through that.
Awesome. You ready to do a mock sales call?
I'm not, but we can do it.
Cool. That's the energy I like. Cool. Go in a nice, calm, quiet environment where you can go ahead and basically the way it's going to work is I'm going to be a prospect that just walked into your open house, and you're going to try to close me on a package. It could be whatever package you want to sell me, but we just want to see where you're at.
Okay.
You're doing good, Janell.
You're doing amazing, sweetheart. Like, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You ready?
Again, no, but we can do it.
Bro, I don't want to pronounce the name of the venue wrong. Remind me how to pronounce it one more time.
Llenaj, the Llenaj space.
Llenaj space, cool. Knock. Is this the Llenaj space? I had an appointment at 7:00.
Yeah, hi, my name is Janelle. Welcome to the Llenaj space. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Brian.
Nice to meet you, Brian. So what can we do for you today?
Awesome. So me and my fiance, we were looking online for a venue. I saw that you guys are opening up in a couple weeks. I'm not too sure how I found you guys. I think my fiance, sent me the information or whatever the case may be. And we're just looking for like, a nice, calm, intimate venue. We have our baby shower coming up in September. So we're just trying to kind of get the head start, look at the venues, get some quotes, get some numbers to see what kind of makes sense.
Amazing. Well, thank you for stopping by. Either way, how you found us. In September, do you have a date in September that you're looking for?
Probably maybe the first or second weekend. Preferably a Saturday.
Preferably a Saturday in the first or second weekend. Okay, so we can aim for that. Do you have an idea of what you want it to look like for yourself, or what's the vision for the baby shower, basically?
Yeah, great question. Honestly, nothing too crazy. Probably just so we're having a girl. Her name's Sarai. Well, it will be Sarai. So probably a pink, gold, and white theme. Just something calm. We just don't want to do it.
Okay, cool. So, well, congratulations first off for the coming of Sarai. And In terms of you don't want to do it, we have a package specifically for that. We can do everything for you in terms of decorations and things like that. We can put you in contact with the different, I guess I'll say vendors for lack of a better term right now. We can give you a list of what's out here and you can kind of contact them and see which ones you like the best in terms of like food, drinks. Speaking of drinks, do you plan to have any alcohol at this event?
Probably like some like light wines and mimosas. Nothing like too heavy. It's a baby shower.
Okay, cool. That's not a problem. I just want to let you know that alcohol does have to be served to 21 and older, and then you also need to have a licensed bartender on the premises in order to serve the alcohol here.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, so now that we got that out the way, let's just take a walk through the space so we can kind of go through the vision, see, exactly what things you like, what things you don't like, what we can do for you in the baby shower. So you said you're having a girl, so I imagine you're thinking more soft tones, bright colors, things like that.
Pink, gold, and white. I mentioned that.
Pink, gold, and white. So we can definitely do that for you. We have centerpieces that you can use. I would at this point then show you what we can do for you. So we have, I'll say XYZ type of theme that we can go for here. And then we can also at least switch it up if that's not something that you want to go for. We can go for a more lighter theme with the same colors that you like here. And then also if you kind of want to mix the two together, you can also do that as well. So how are you feeling so far?
Yeah. Well, I still kind of like don't really know what I'm getting, I guess. Do you like have any examples of work that you've done? Or...
Yeah, so like I would say at this point I would show you on the phone my pictures and things like that of things that we can do for you. Even have a brochure if you want to take a look at the brochure just to get an idea of the feel of things that we can do. And then also, I didn't ask before, but how many people were you thinking of having at your event?
Probably like 60, 70.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So we can do that for you. We can accommodate that for you here. In terms of, I guess, my work, so I'm at this point showing you the brochures and things like that. How are you feeling about it? Do you want to mix it up a little bit? Is this the direction you kind of want to go into? Where's your head at?
Yeah. So I mean, definitely we would like to set a budget. So I mean, I would like to kind of dive into like what all these different things would cost and whatnot. If you guys like do it, or because I know you mentioned that we would have to contact other vendors. So like, how does that, like, do you guys do it in-house or do I have to contact other people? Like, how does that work?
So the other vendors will be in terms of food, drinks, outside things like that. In terms of decorations, we can decorate here for you, depending upon the things that you would like, right? So if you say you want, specific colors on the tables, you want these type of centerpieces, you want a balloon garland, things like that, we can do that here for you. In terms of catering, in terms of like you want to have a wet bar, dry bar, things like that, we can give you recommendations of people who's in the area that you can kind of scope out and determine whether or not you would like to use them for the space.
Cool. Let's pause here. Taking off my prospect hat, putting on my coach hat. Never asked you about food and drinks. Why are we talking about that?
Okay.
Sounds fair?
Yes.
Never asked you about food and drink. And it's so funny because I saw Tanisha like, never asked about that. Because the thing about it is just like, and then when we started talking about the food and drink, you're talking about like, it gotta be 21 and over, this, that. Didn't ask about all that. That's contract stuff. We're trying to close a package right now. One of the biggest things that we want to look at, right? And have you gone over the venue sales script before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you said you've gone through the venue sales script?
Yeah, I have. Not in a while, though.
Okay, cool. One of the biggest things you're going to notice about the venue sales script is that it goes into a discovery, right? Typically, sales calls, the flow that they follow is they do a discovery, they do a transition, they do a pitch, and then you have the post pitch, which is objection handling, right? We don't want to provide, when we're in that discovery, your job is to see what I need, what pain point I have, so that I can go ahead and you can utilize that to sell me in the future. I give you very, very key elements. I said, me and my fiance are planning this baby shower. One of the first things you want to confirm at that point is, okay, is this gentleman the decision maker, or is he going to have to talk to his wife?
Okay.
If that's the case where he's going to have to talk to his wife, I'm either going to bring her in like through a FaceTime or something like that, or I'm not going to go through the whole spiel. I'm just going to do a light discovery, and then when she's involved, we'll go ahead and we'll go through the numbers and stuff like that. Does that kind of make sense so far?
Yeah.
2, when it comes down to talking about the theme and whatnot, 1, remembering that information is very crucial, because you asked me again about the tone, and I kind of like subtly threw a jab, and I was just like, well, I kind of told you that already. If like such a short conversation, we couldn't remember that, or we're not taking notes on those things like that, it can provide additional sales resistance, because it's just like this person isn't even listening.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's kind of like, for example, you want to join ESC, and you're just like, yeah, I'm in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm just like, you said you were in Arlington? Is that correct? You're going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the venue sales script. It really goes into a lot of these different things. And also, obviously, we want to do mock calls. But the other biggest thing that I really want is that portfolio. I know you kind of hinted at it, and you were just like, oh, well, X, Y, Z and stuff like that. We want to know those things on hand.
Okay.
Like, for sure. Which is why I was saying before, with having the separate rooms and whatnot, it makes it more difficult to be able to sell. Because imagine you want to go through style shoots or a portfolio with me. Now it's just like, okay, cool. Well, these are stuff of the small room. These are stuff of the big room. This is stuff of everything. And it becomes confusing. Now I have 9 freaking options to look at. It's going to make it, which is easier to make a decision? 3 packages or 9?
Yeah. Okay. Following you.
You feel what I'm saying? So now it's just like, okay, cool. Like, assuming that we just run with the full 2,000 square feet, even more so, we want to get really good at selling one package. Like when I was running DK event spaces, we had the venue premiere package. It was $2,500, and I sold that like fucking hotcakes all the time. Like I didn't even talk about other packages. I didn't even talk about just the venue alone. I talked about the venue premiere because that's what I was good at selling. That's what I was most proud of. That's what I had the most portfolio of, and that's what I knew my sales script down the pack. Hey, you want charger plates, napkins, charger plates, pedestals, everything's gonna be ready for you when you walk in. Cool, venue premiere, $1,000 deposit. Sold that every single day, twice on Tuesday. So even more so when you're selling, what's gonna really help you is knowing your package back end and getting really good at just selling one core offer. It doesn't mean you don't have others. Yes, there are going to be people who only want the venue. Yes, there are going to be people who want everything, the cake and the sweets and the balloon garland and this and that. You'll still have those options for you, but you want to get really good at going in with just one and then kind of seeing where they're head at, doing a temp check, 1 to 10. You know what I'm saying? With 10 being you're ready to hand me your credit card, 1 being you wish you never met me in your life. And then at that point, through the objections and whatnot, you can kind of start getting, okay, cool. This person is a more sophisticated buyer. They have a higher budget. Maybe they're working with $6,000-$7,000. I can go ahead and sell them the deluxe, premier, super califragilistic expialidocious package, right? I can do that. Okay, cool. This person's probably running with a little bit more of a champagne taste, beer bottle pocket. I'm going to just go venue only. Come book the venue for $1,000 or whatever the case may be. But at least your pitch was solid because you knew exactly what you were talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Okay.
Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Questions, comments, or concerns on that?
Not at the moment. I will digest though. Yeah.
Okay, I can save the recording after this.
Okay.
Awesome, cool. So last thing I want to do, I want to just wrap up this part of the tour, and then I want to go ahead and ask you a couple questions for an interview. Does that sound fair?
Okay.
Sounds fair? Cool. You not nervous?
Yes.
You are? Okay.
I've been nervous the whole time.
All good. You did absolutely amazing. Don't even worry about it. You did absolutely amazing. Sounds good. Yeah, no worries. So, one last time, who are we with? What are we doing? Where are we at? All that good stuff.
Okay, so my name is Janell Taylor. We are at the Llenaj space. We're opening up an event space here in Scranton, Pennsylvania. It is 117 Wyoming Avenue on the 2nd floor.
Okay. Instagram.
At the Llenaj space.
How do you spell that?
It's the @ symbol, the _Llenaj, LLENAJ _space.
How'd you get that name? Is that your name backwards?
Yes, you're the first person that knew. Everyone else is like, is that French? Is that something else? Yeah.
I mean, je parle pas français, so I knew it wasn't French. Yeah, I'll mess with you. But okay, cool. Now that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So I have a couple questions. Let's get it. Let's go. Cool. So we're here with the one and only. That's such a cool. That's something such a, like a famous person named Janell Taylor. Like, okay, sounds like such a famous person name, right? What were you doing before you even got into this business?
So I am a maintenance supervisor for an industrial gas company. So that's, yeah, that's what I was doing before I got into this business. I went straight into that right after college, but during college, I was a building operations manager. So I was kind of doing this same thing, but I didn't own it.
That's like sounds super fancy. Like, what do you do? What is it?
So to be completely honest, I do a lot of different things. So my background is in mechanical engineering. So in my role, I kind of supervise maintenance activities. I create the maintenance program. I do project management. I do a lot of design, machinery design, not like design in probably like an artistic way of what you're thinking. I do a lot of contract management, different things like that.
Okay. Now, coming into the event space, like what made you even start that business?
Yeah, so
that seems super like
it's different, kind of not, kind of is. It has similarities inside of it, but like I was saying, in college, I kind of did the similar thing. So I was a building operations manager for the student centers and activities at the school that I went to. And basically we did a lot of setups and breaking down and scheduling and handling everything money when it came to organizational events, conferences, different things like that. So it literally was this same thing, but I was working for somebody else at the time in college.
And you wanted to do something for yourself, I'm guessing.
Yes.
That's what's up. So college graduate, operating manager, president, supervisor, CEO, ... And now events fit. Yo, the resume is looking crazy. The LinkedIn is getting connections out of like left and right. Sheesh. Okay. So you got into the event space business. Why event space elites? Like why even work with anybody?
Yeah, so I'm a very firm believer in that we cannot do it alone. Right? Like, I know that a lot of people, or I think it's like a negative connotation for people to want to ask for help or things like that. But me personally, especially if I don't know what I'm doing just starting a business, like I said, when it comes to building operations, I know what I'm doing. When it comes to starting a business and, marketing and advertising and things like that, in the areas that I'm weak, I'm a firm believer that I can ask for help. So that's why essentially I joined the program, because I needed help in those areas. I knew I was strong in some areas and weak in a lot of others. So I felt as though I could become stronger in those weak areas in this program.
I love that. And you obviously are somebody with a lot of education. You, like you said, and not just because obviously you went to college, right? But just because you're the line of work you do, I'm sure it's not easy or anything like that. So, I mean, like what made you, obviously there's a lot of people who are just like, I could kind of figure this out on my own, right? Like what makes you take that step? Like what's that motivation that just says, hey, look, listen, let me even reach out?
I think that acknowledging, like I said, being self-aware and acknowledging my weaknesses. I think that to sit and wait on it would cost me more than it does to ask for the help.
Wow.
Yeah, I am a firm believer in, asking for help and also giving back as well after. So like the knowledge that I have, I want to give that back to other people because, I want to help out somebody else too, because we all need help. So
that's so real. That's so real. I love that. What did the process look like? I mean, obviously from finding the space, getting the funding, now you're in build out, working with general contractors. Like, what was it kind of look like, kind of balancing that, working with the ESE team? Like, how did that kind of look like?
So to be completely honest with you, I think that it was a smooth kind of transition for me. And not smooth as in like I didn't go through any trials or anything that like kind of, bumps and roads, obstacles, but smooth as in like, if something did come up, I was comfortable and able to reach out and ask for help and get the help that I needed or get those answers.
it wasn't necessarily like a hand holding thing. It was more so like guidance. And that's what I wanted, guidance. You know what I mean? So when I first started, I was talking to Tanisha, and she was
Shout out, Miss Tanisha.
Yes, definitely. She was giving me, you know, advice, tips, things like that to look out for that I didn't even think about. And all the research that I was doing when looking for spaces and things like that, which made me more confident when it came to going out there and looking for spaces and asking those questions with the realtors and different things like that. And then it also made me a little bit more confident when I would send in the videos and they would give the feedback, you know, the CSMs would give the feedback on like, okay, so I like this, but I don't like that. Or maybe you should think about this, because they did give a lot of real advice on things that I didn't have any clue or any idea to even think about. You know what I mean? So I think that the transition for me and the process, it was smooth in that I had guidance and I also had support. But obviously there were just like obstacles, things backing out at the last minute, you know, just like normal things.
Business things, real things. I feel that. I love that. I think a lot of times, like, it's always kind of like the things that we don't know, right? It's always like those unanswered questions. It's just like, okay, cool, but did you think about this? Which is why parents are so valuable, right? It's like, okay, cool, like, did you apply to college? Like, did you think about this when looking for a job? It's like, I didn't even know to ask these questions. And those be the ones that could mess you up, right? It's okay. Like, I remember when I first opened up my first space, I lost 2 weeks of rent concession because I didn't know I need to have insurance. The landlord would not give me the key until I had insurance. Lost 2 weeks of rent concession. If I had somebody in my back pocket, like, hey, Brian, make sure before you get the space, you get insurance, I would have never lost that time. So I think that's so real. Like, a lot of times the things that you just simply don't know.
Yeah.
So what I really want to know is, like, obviously, like, you know, you're young, you're going after it. How has now owning an event, because coming from basically corporate, like the 9-to-5 world per se, right, to now being your own business, like, how is your life different now? Like, how is Janell kind of operating her day to day now? Wow. It's giving independence. It's giving generational wealth. It's giving, like, I don't need nobody else. Like, I love this. I love it here. I love it here. Okay. Last question, because I know you are a super busy person now with balancing work and venue and all this other stuff and still attending her coaching calls. Yes. Cool. Just wanted to make sure, because people love to disappear when they get a venue. Just want to make sure we completely cut that out. There's a Janell out there, right? There's a Janell out there who also be working, who might also be a daughter, sister, mother, who knows, right? And she's considering starting her own event space, but she's got a whirlwind of things going on, you know, life be lifing. She wants to get started in this business. She might even be considering ESE, who knows? What's one thing that you would say to her to get her over the edge and get her out of her own way?
One thing I would say to get out of your head is the same thing that I told myself, or the same thing that I asked myself, rather, is this temporary solution going to give me longevity? Is me saying no right now going to help me in the future? You know what I mean? So, like, what is present me helping future me, basically? You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of question you have to ask yourself. If you're denying yourself this opportunity, or whatever the case may be, how are you going to feel about that in the future? Is it going to benefit you in the future? You know, that's what I would tell another Janell.
That's so real. I feel like a lot of times people don't realize that the decisions you kind of have to sometimes future pace the negative, where it's just like, okay, cool. Like you said that you want to be at 50K a month right now in your event space by ... by June 2025. Would the current John be doing these things right now? Would he be making these decisions right now? And a lot of times we kind of tell ourselves and answer our own questions where it's just like, probably not. It's like everybody says, oh, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. Okay, cool. Would a millionaire be partying every weekend, working 2 hours a day on their business, like, you know, not making any effort to network? Like, would they be doing these type of things?
Right.
Probably not. So we have to really just kind of reverse engineer what that success looks like. So I think you put it so eloquently where it's like, okay, cool. The Janell that wants this for her life has to be doing this now. And I think you're a shining example of that. So.
Yep. Thank you.
No worries, no worries, no worries. Great job. Great job. You killed it. You did amazing.
Thanks.
You did amazing.
You
did amazing. You did amazing. You did amazing. Let the people know one more time who you are, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Okay, so my name is Janell. The event space is in Scranton, PA. It is the Llenaj space. We are on Instagram, Facebook. We're on TikTok. All of them the same at the Llenaj space. So check us out.
Let's go. Let's go. Y'all can definitely make sure y'all tap in with her. We're going to drop the Instagram in the description. Make sure y'all follow the Llenaj space, owned by the new CEO, Janell, on her journey. Big things go on in Scranton, Pennsylvania, y'all. Let's get it.